Hey there, UltiZeta here. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play. Welcome back to the Nintendo 3DS. I haven't recorded with this in quite a while, and I can tell that is the case because it is very dusty, and I didn't bother to fully undust it before pulling it back out. Welcome to Let's Play Metroid, Samus Returns. The 3DS remake of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus, from the original Game Boy. Similar to when I played Metroid Zero Mission instead of the original NES Metroid, I have decided that for my Metroid exploration-ness of the franchise, it was probably in my better interests for, like, getting into the games to try the remakes before the originals. Will I eventually play the original Metroid and the original Metroid 2? Probably. But for my money, I wanted to experience the official remake. There is a fan remake that is very popular, but I feel like... I don't know. I feel weird about fan creations nowadays, is my thing. I know a lot of people really, really loved AM2R, or what, and my stance on AM2R is currently based on its name. There's the weird vibe around it that I think its name sums up, because AM2R stands for Another Metroid 2 Remake, which was named that because apparently there was another fan remake that came out, or was coming out around the same time. So, it wasn't even talking about this game in particular. This game came out afterwards and DMCA'd that one. A Galactic Federation research team uncovered an unknown life form on the planet SR-388. While they were able to successfully obtain a living sample, their research vessel was attacked by space pirates during their voyage home. I'm pretty certain this music originates from Super Metroid, but it's here because fanservice. The attack was no coincidence. The space pirates had set their sights on these mysterious organisms called Metroids. They planned to replicate the sample and exploit its ability to absorb the energy of any life form. Their intention was to use Metroids as a weapon, one powerful enough to conquer the entire galaxy. To combat this threat, the Galactic Federation dispatched a lone bounty hunter to infiltrate the space pirate base on the planet Zebes. Against all odds, Samus Aran eradicated the Metroids on Zebes and defeated Mother Brain, the leader of the space pirates, and so their sinister plans were thwarted for a time. That was Zero Mission. No mention of any Ridley robots, though. Concerned by these developments and by the great threat the Metroid species still pose to the galaxy, the Galactic Federation mounted another expedition to SR-388. A special squadron of elite soldiers from the Galactic Federation Police was dispatched to investigate. The team soon went missing, but not before transmitting a small sampling of data back to headquarters. Analysis of this data confirmed a Metroid presence within the interior planet of SR-388. So long as they continue to exist, these Metroids would forever pose a devastating threat to the galaxy. The resulting decision of the Galactic Federation Council was immediate and unanimous. Samus Aran, you must exterminate the Metroids once and for all. I can do that. I'm pretty cool. So, I've never played this game. I've never really seen it. Never really seen the original either. What I do know about it is that it was developed by Mercury Steam, the Spanish development studio that later went on to develop Metroid Dread for the Nintendo Switch. I also know there's like an arm thrust attack, because a lot of people were talking about that. Like a melee counter thingy, I don't know. So, that's about it. I know the general premise of the game, but I don't know, like, levels or whatnot. The point of the game is to kill Metroids. Because, you know, we're the Metroid killer. We're Samus Arnold. There's lightning on my touchscreen. What does that do? It makes a noise and does nothing else. Okay. Can I move? Not with a D-pad. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, I can shoot. I can shoot gun. But I can't crawl. Okay, so... There's like a weird wall jump, but I can't use it to gain height. It looks like there's a brick up there, but I don't know. I probably can't do anything with it anyway. Hello, things. While holding R, press Y to fire missiles. Okay. That's going to be a bit annoying with the way I'm holding this system, but I can manage, I suppose. Can't wall jump that. Do I have to? I assume I have to. Yeah, okay. That makes the thing explode. Press and hold L to lock your position and enter free aim mode. Okay, that's also going to be very awkward with my particular grip. Maybe I should just hold the fucking system instead of having it on the desk. Because, see, that's my thing, is I'm holding... For a couple of other games, I got used to having the system just on my desk, where I'm kind of using it like almost like a keyboard in a sense. But I don't think that's going to work super easily for this game. So, I'll injure my hands instead. How about that? That will probably wind up meaning that recording sessions for this game are going to be shorter than usual, because holding 3DS tends to hurt my hands. Carpal tunnel problems. Hello. How you doing? You okay? I think he's okay. He'll make it. He'll be good. Use your melee counter right before a charging attack. Press X. Okay. Honestly, the fact that you have to, like, stand still in order to free aim feels very awkward to me. Also, I am absolutely going to think that the melee counter is the A button and not the X button, because that's just what my brain instinctively tried to do just now. Didn't work. Okay. I want to get the morph ball so that I can go into all these tubes. Ah. Oop. Totem pole? Totem pole! What does totem pole do? Ammo fully restored. Okay. Ow. I want it! Okay. Isn't this... sounds like a song from Metroid Prime. What did I just hear? I don't know. Let's... Oh. Right, gotta shoot these things first. Morph Ball! Yay! I can now crawl. I can orb. The Compact Morph Ball lets you move through narrow passages. Simply push down while crouching or tap on the map with a touchscreen. Tap on the map? Okay. Do I have bombs? No. Do I have like a... I have a map. I can draw on it, I think. Grab a pin from the bottom of the screen. Drag a place pin. Okay. I'm going to go back there. Okay. That's very convenient and helpful. Let me just see what the controls are all together. Use Ion in the A button. Alright, A for Ion. Okay. Don't know what that means. I think I remember hearing something about, like, power-ups in this game that are, like, unique to this game that weren't in the original. So I'm assuming that's what those are. I don't know. When I last heard about this game, it was probably around the time of release. Maybe not fully around the time of release. I probably have looked into the game in some fashion a little bit. I'm not very good at this game so far. Ah. Okay. Well, let's make another thing on the map then. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I guess I have to pause, right? Sure. I mean, having a map like that is definitely useful. I appreciate that. I kind of think a melee counter like that should probably just instant kill the enemy. Like that. But I think I remember a complaint about this game being that enemies are too hard to kill, or something like that. I don't know, we'll find out. And we'll find out if I'll eventually be decent at, like, doing things at all. I keep thinking that when I kill enemies that, like, the yellow particles are, like, health, but no, it's the purple particles. The yellow particles are just there to be there. They're there to be cool and hip. Anyways. This game is funny to me because, like, if you remember, there was, like, a big thing about, like, the Nintendo 3DS eShop closing down ages ago. And when that was happening, the Wii U and 3DS eShops, there were a lot of things that I went through to kind of like be like, okay, what are games that I think I might want to play in the future? And wouldn't you know it, this one was one of them. So, I went out of my way to download this game through the eShop, specifically so that someday I could play it. And that someday is finally happening. Ain't that exciting. I don't really know where I'm going right now, I just kind of know. Is there like a... Yeah, there we go. I want to fill out that map. So, like, is there a specific place I'm supposed to go with the morph ball? Because I didn't see anything. I can go into the ship. Okay. Evidently I am... Oh, right here. Yeah, I don't have bombs, is the thing. I can't do anything. So whatever I do with Morph Ball has to be just, like, something I didn't see, you know? Well, I'm already lost, which is embarrassing. Well, it's probably good experience for, like, getting the hang of the game a little bit better. But I definitely need to get the hang of this melee counter. I know it's an important part of the game. So, Ow. Looking at the map. Yeah, like, without bombs, I don't think there's much I can do with the thing. Because, again, I didn't see any, like, other pathways to go down. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go. Thought that might at least get it out of the way, but it didn't go out of the way. Am I just missing something in the Morph Ball room? I can't go that way. Can I shoot it, actually? I can shoot it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. I'm just dumb. In my defense, though, I feel like that would normally be a thing where it's like, use Morph Ball bombs to get through. So my thought process is, like, oh, find Morph Ball bombs. But when I get pretty easily locked out, it's not too hard to come back. And it wouldn't be a Metroid game if I didn't get lost immediately, you know? It's part of the game, it's part of the course, par for the course. We found a thing and an orb. Now, from what I know, the goal of this game is to kill all the Metroids. And so the game's, like, divided into, like, sections of some sort. And each section has its own batch of Metroids to get rid of. So I'm assuming this is, like, an indication of we're in batch 1 right now. Because, you know, we just started the game and all. Ew. What's over here? Anything exciting? A Chozo statue. And an orb. Hello, glowy orb. Can I have you? I got eaten! Scan pulse. Alright, that's an Aeon thingy. Aeon fuels special abilities like the Scan Pulse. Refill your gauge with the Aeon orbs foes may drop when you either beat them or successfully parry. A button. Okay. So it's temporary map show-off in this. Oh, the purple... The purple is a thing, it's just the purple was Aeon. And I didn't need that. Alright, I know this song. It's the Metroid 2 song. Who needs melee parry when you can just use melee to whack? Ain't that the truth? Hello. Hey, I have 40 Metroids now. They're mine! To do with as I please. It has consumed the creature. And made squiggly noises. The amiibo option has been unlocked in the map menu. I can't do that even if I wanted to, because I have a Nintendo 3DS XL, and that is very much not a Nintendo 3DS new XL or whatever. I don't have the amiibo version compatible thing, nor do I have an NFC reader extraordinaire. Never wound up getting one of those. They're pretty expensive for what they are, as far as I can tell. And even then, I don't have the Metroid Samus Returns amiibos. I'm not that diehard of a Nintendo fanboy that I got all those things. I do have some Metroid-related amiibo, but they're mostly the Super Smash Brothers ones. So I've got a Ridley and a Samus, and it would be neat to get a Dark Samus at some point, but my thing about the amiibo nowadays is that, like, neat is basically all they are, you know? They're not really anything particularly exciting otherwise. Oh, that's what that is, okay. I was wondering, like, what is that on the map? But they're not really particularly exciting otherwise. They're just kind of like, yeah, they're like little neat figurines. And, like, considering that the prices that they tend to go for, like, there's just better things I can spend my money on. Like, lunch. Usually, like, if I want to spend, like, 20 bucks, it's, like, to DoorDash some food. You know? I'd rather eat than have a little mini figurine of a video game character on my desk. That isn't to say I don't make some purchases that would otherwise be not the most worthwhile in terms of, like, living. I buy plenty of, like, $30 plushies or whatever. It more so just depends on, like, the situation as a whole, I guess. Like, do I care enough? And my answer for do I want amiibo is, at this point, not really. I wouldn't say no if I had, like, a good opportunity. Hi! Confusion. It's a different looking Metroid. $39. Yeah, we did it. Oh, okay, I think what those glowing orbs means is how many Metroids are in the area. Why am I have 0 of 1 DNA? Didn't I just pick up a DNA, or is that, like, 0 of 1, like, given to the statue? I don't know. Ammo fully restored. Yay. E-Tank, I will desperately need you with how much I've been getting hit so far. Okay, I can't get through that. I had a thought of, like, maybe I can stop time or something. Charge beam acquired. Or it's a charge beam thing. That's also possible. Gathers energy, which is released at once. It can open charge doors. Okay, so it's a charge beam door thing. I don't know what the Aeon powers are, but I could definitely see there having been one that's, like, slows time down a little bit, you know? And then it's like, okay, so if you can slow down time, like, maybe you get through this in a very, like, you slow down time, hit it, and then you go through the door when it's, like, slowed. I don't know. Based on how it was reacting, I don't know, it was a thought. And in an action game, I can absolutely see a thing where it's like, hey, press this Aeon ability to slow time down. I don't know what they're all gonna be. I'm just, like, speculationationing. The circles on the map indicate there's purple over there. They indicate, like, items, don't they? I didn't see anything over there. Let me go back real quick. I see, I picked the wrong path to go down, and I can't jump down here. I have to go the long way, basically, so be right back again. Got it. Now, realistically, since I have to come back this way anyway for whatever green door is, I probably could have saved that for later, but I don't know. Maybe, if I'm ever down, if I ever, like, need 3 extra missiles, I'll know that was worth it in the end. Haha. Anyways, how long has this episode been going on? Currently, in my recording, says 39 minutes. And by 39, I mean 29. So, I can math. I can read numbers. So, assuming there's, like, a little bit of, like, couple minutes of, like, my setup and whatnot, that probably means it's more like 27-ish minutes right now. You know, something that's very distracting to me. I've got, like, I'm using a 3DS capture card. I've got my 3DS footage on my computer screen. And so it's like, I can see both screens on my computer. That's just how it naturally goes. But I'm looking at my 3DS. And, like, one thing I noticed is that every time the map moves, like, Samus's position stays the same in the map. It's the map that moves with her. And it's a very stuttery, jittery, like, left, like, there's no, it's not a smooth transition, you know? It just boops and beeps. Hi, drain the acid for me. And so what I keep noticing is, like, I noticed that, like, the map moving out of the corner of my eye on my computer screen. And what that winds up doing is I'm like, oh. Wait, is the footage stuttering or something? Like, I keep thinking that that happens, but that's not what's happening. It's just, that's how the map moves. But, like, I see that and I'm like, oh shit, I need to, let me glance, is everything recording okay? Because I don't know, I've got Elgato PTSD. Does it count as PTSD if it's still happening? And it's still something I constantly need to be aware of? Huh. Okay. There's no breakable blocks there. I like the idea of giving you this early, but at the same time, if you're gonna have this power to, like, see breakable stuff, why would you have them be invisible at all? You know? It feels like it's like a Band-Aid staple. Okay, well, I guess that's a block I can't break. Map. I'll put that as a yellow dash, I don't know. and I'll put up here the blue. I don't know. And I can see that I don't have a thing there, but whatever. Also, like, having a robust map feature, like pins and whatnot, I don't know how useful that's going to necessarily be. Oh. I do remember this. I remember this because people complained about it. Okay. Just in case of people not wanting spoilers, all I will say is that is something that we won't get until the end of the game. And that will be my stance on that. So I can't wall jump off of yellow. When I try to, it just makes that honey noise. So that little gem thing in there on the map, I can't get. Ah. It's like, I don't know. It just feels kind of weird to me. If I'm going to basically essentially always have access to that, it just seems strange. You know? It's like an extra step. I don't know how necessary it was. I looked at my capture, it was like, wow, the game seems like it's stuttering, is that okay? And then I look at my 3DS and it's like, nope, that's just the frame rate that the game runs at, apparently. Old school games that released in 2017, but that was also, at this point, 8 years ago. Nintendo games, maybe, I should say. I think that's admittedly a bit of a fair assessment. Let's use this so I understand what I'm doing in the map a little bit better. Honestly, I like that feature a little bit more, to kind of just give you like a bit of a map preview. But then again, I don't know. It's a weird vibe. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it going forward, and what impacts it actually makes on like the gameplay. For now, though, it's been a little over 30 minutes. So, next time on Let's Play Metroid Samus Returns, since we hit a save point, this feels like a very good spot to end. So, at the rate we're going to be going, this is going to be 39 episodes long, because if we kill one Metroid per episode, yeah. I don't think it's going to be 39 episodes long, but we'll see. We're just getting started. We're going to go through more of the planet, and hopefully my hands will not start hurting until at least 2 more episodes to go through. Because usually I like to record episodes in 3-episode batches, but holding the 3DS might cause me some problems. Who knows? Either way, see you next time!